Hey you guys. Oh, I just got a cramp in my foot. Okay, I think it's gone. Okay, what a way to start a video. Okay, first of all, I just want to give a little shout out. Several people asked me, and one is Danny, D-A-N-Y, Rodb, R-O-D-B. And then she has been very, very sweet to me and constantly writing to me, and I just want to say thank you for that. And then Slinky, S-L-I-N-K-Y, M, and then capital M, capital S, capital P. And both these ladies have been so sweet and just corresponding a lot with me, and they asked me to talk to them. So here, hi. Okay, now I've been telling my story and my life story, and I was just at the place where God told us to leave everything and follow him, and give everything away actually and follow him, and a paid off condo and one of our cars, and furniture, etc. And excuse me and so that was back in 1997. We did that with our 4 kids who were 8, 6, 4, and 2. But I'm taking a little time out right now from that because a friend, Jade Carson, asked me, a friend online or watching the videos, asked me a question. And the question was, how did you hear God? How do you know if God's speaking to you? And I'm going to try to answer that. It's hard. It's hard. But I thought that if she has that question, maybe some of you guys have that same question. So, how do you go about explaining? You know, God talks to everybody in a different way. He relates to us according to our personalities. One thing I gotta tell you is this God of love just is there and always trying to communicate, but we're not always listening. And I'm telling you, if you really think about it in your life, he has been probably trying to communicate with you. And we all have a conscience. Well, not psychopaths, but not people who, serial killers who just love to do that, or they have shut their conscience off. But that's one way, is by our conscience. But, have you ever felt like a nudge to do something? Just like you feel like, maybe I should do that, or have a desire. Those are ways that God talks to us. But it's like, how a baby learns to communicate with its caregiver, right? It learns how to, it learns what the parent or the caregiver is going to do. It starts to be able to read the signs of the caregiver, or like a dog. A dog knows what its master wants, right? Okay, but it goes even deeper than that. It's like when you have a relationship with somebody, the more you know this person, the more you can, like people who have been with each other for years after year, they can read each other's faces, right? Or they just know, or just even little signals. But so the longer you have with somebody, the more you know. And that's how it is. Like when I first became a Christian, when I first let God in, even before that, I think that, like he was trying to woo me to himself in different ways through, I don't know. It's like, well, actually, if you see an earlier video, even before I came to know him, he reached out to me with even a vision. Sometimes he does that with dreams, right? Even people who haven't let him into their life, they'll have a dream that will even be like a warning or something, right? And it's like, God, I'm telling you, this God of love is always out there trying to communicate. And all we have to do is just be aware. And it says in the Bible that he's near to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. You know, when we are brokenhearted and we're lying there on our bed, right, and we're just weeping, we're longing, we're trying to we're just wanting somebody to hear. Well, you know what? He's there and he's listening. You just have to become aware that he cares and he's listening. When you're there so upset over something or somebody's really hurt you and you just long to be able to tell somebody, you know what? All you have to do is become aware God really cares and he is there. He just wants you to just talk to him about it. And how do we do that? How do we talk to him? Do we have to open up our mouth and talk? No. Even just by being aware of him, by thinking of him, by, you know, just starting to just, it says in the Bible, be still and know that I am God. Just be aware of him. Even if when you look out at the great out there, you know, the universe, you know, even scientists are saying, you know, all of this is set into motion so perfectly. Like my daughter just took a course in astronomy, Sarah. She just took a course. And even her professor said, even he's, as far as I know, I don't think he's a believer, but he even said, you know, some people are saying that all the way things are just placed so perfectly, like the sun is a certain distance away from the earth, etc., etc., and it seems like a greater being had to have done this, had to have placed it. And so if you just sit there and you start to think, the God of the universe, the God who made me, he really cares. He really cares. And you start to think that there is somebody listening when you are like weeping and crying or pouring out your heart, or you've got good news and you want to tell somebody. He cares. And you see, that's what a relationship is. You just become aware that he cares and you let him in. You let him into your thoughts. You let him into your even then when you take that relationship further and you start to be aware of him more and more and more and start to let him in more and more and more, then you start to ask him beforehand, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? And you know what? You'll be surprised. He will start to give you signs. Sometimes it's dreams, sometimes it's even a vision, or sometimes it's just a nudge. But it's like he gives you signs of what he wants. And you know what? It's like, that's all it is. It's just letting him in and realizing that he might even he can see the whole big picture. And he is aware of what will be good for you better than you are. And it's just letting him in, cluing him in and saying, you know, what do you think? What do you think? And expecting him to give you an answer. And, you know, that's all it is. And when I say speak to him, you don't even have to open your mouth and stuff. You can just, you know, even in just thinking it, you know, and using your imagination, using your mind. And he made the mind and letting him in. That's all it is. And I'm telling you, you'll see from what, if you listen to the rest of my videos, you'll see the adventures that happen because we asked him and he answered. And that's all it is. I don't know if I explained it right. Oh, also, I was going to say that everybody has a different way of communicating with, he does it according to our personalities. Like, I'm more visual, so he gives me visions. And some people are more audio. Some people have actually heard him audibly, when I say heard him, some people, like when I hear him inside of myself, a little voice, or I know it sounds crazy. Well, I'm telling you, if this is crazy, then you might want to be crazy, because my life has turned out so good, and it's because I've let him in. And that's all. Okay. I know that this is a weird one. Oh well. Bye.